going back to the beginning of your presentation, Justice Gableman, the video of the elderly and disabled folks, that was very sad indeed. My question to you about that was, how did you find those people, and is there a systematic way that you can tell us about of being able to get to those people and find and kind of root out this problem?
They came to us, Representative Murphy. They came to us, and that's not to diminish at all the great skill and dedication that went into the production. I thought Attorney Cardall did a fantastic job, and the unedited versions will show more of the same. He's got a great touch. Mr. Hoyer from Kewaunee County helped. I mean, he was essential to that process. But the real answer is all those people came to us.
How did they find you? I mean, because we work on the committee here. We're all very aware of you. People in the audience here, those that are very politically connected, know about you. But if I start walking down my street and knocked on doors and said, "Hey, you guys know what Michael Gableman's up to?" They'd probably look at me like I was crazy. So I mean, the general public doesn't know as much about this as the rest of us.
I agree with you. And one of the handicaps that I've had, and this goes back to the contract question, we've got to get this contract situation squared away. Okay? That's not my fault. My position has been the same for 6 months. I want to find the truth. So, in answer to your question, we got 92,000 residents of these continuing care facilities. I view it, I'm going to keep going, whether anyone signs a contract or not. I can do it on my own, but I can't do it in the same way that I can do it as special counsel. This whole situation came to my office's attention, frankly. I mean, we all saw the videotapes of WEC commissioners saying, well, we know the law says that you have to provide special loading deputies, and we know the law is that nursing home employees may not participate in the ballot completion process with residents, or even if they were an employee 2 years ago. But it wasn't until Sheriff Schmaling and a fantastic investigator named Mike Llewell, who's now Lieutenant Mike Llewell, and they, I think we say in the report, blew the doors off of the whole nursing home issue when they went public. And then I immediately got in contact. I drove down that night, the night of their press conference. I drove from Waukesha County to Racine, and I met with Investigator Llewell. And then I got the people, my staff, involved in this, and we just did the best we could. And for an investigative office, anyway, we did the best we could, but we got a lot of people that we have to talk with. 92,000 people. Okay, it's a lot of votes. And in an election that had a differential of about 21,000, 92,000 is a lot of votes. But more importantly for me, at least as important, I should say, my parents are 95 and 90. I don't want anyone going into a nursing home and doing that. We got to find them. We have to talk with them. That's my answer.
So, COVID restrictions, denied access to a lot of families to their loved ones. But you're saying we saw an increase. Were you able to? You're able to look at the nursing homes. So there's a big increase, though,
yes,
in voter participation.
Yes. At this point, I have records that show involvement with some individuals, but I haven't fully investigated that yet. I don't know what your question. We're going to get to the bottom of it.
Well, I'm trying to get to, so what suddenly causes an extreme increase in voter participation?
You know, I have an excellent book for you to read, and it's called Citizen's Guide to Beating Donald Trump. And there, a very, very smart political operative, my hat is off to him. These are all smart people. These people I've been talking about, Plouffe and Becker and Tiana Epps Johnson, these are very smart people, and they're very well funded from Mr. Soros and Mr. Zuckerberg and others. And so, I completely
we
lost.
talk about, we've talked about the
You
CTCL.
asked, what is that the result of? The Plouffe plan. The Plouffe plan that was put into motion when Zuckerberg hired David Plouffe to be his director of political operations. And then Plouffe directed the $330 to $400 million to CTCL and to David Becker's SEER organization. That's the one that Kevin Kennedy sits on the 5-man board of. And the whole thing was set out in that book.
Okay.
Look at Milwaukee, go to Detroit, go to Philadelphia, get out the early vote, go to the African American communities. Remember that November 11, 2016 op-ed piece that Plouffe wrote to the New York Times saying that Hillary lost because she didn't spend enough time and effort to get out the vote in places like Milwaukee and in places in the African American community. So relating that to the nursing home issue that you raise, how do I explain 95 to 100% voting in the Zuckerberg 5 counties in those nursing homes? At this point, I can only speculate, and your opinion, because I'm only speculating, everyone on this panel and this committee's opinion is as good as mine.
I mean, should we be doing an analysis of, what the percentage of voting was in nursing homes outside of those 5
I think it's
cities or counties, and then?
I think it's essential, and here's what I can tell you. I think in each of these nursing homes that we're talking about, where we saw these extraordinary, I mean, we're talking about thousands of residents in the nursing homes, hundreds if not thousands. I don't remember, but it's a lot. It seems to me that the evidence we've been able to gather shows that in each of those nursing homes, there was one particular employee in each of those nursing homes who was particularly industrious when it came to assisting the patient or resident in filling out the ballots.
Okay.